It's such a beautiful morning. It's just a week before Christmas here on the farm. I just wanted to share the beauty and the peace of today as I go about my daily routine here on the farm. I hope you enjoy it. I am Jennifer Johnson with Whispering Pines Farm. My husband and I raise a beautiful flock of soft Shetland sheep for their wool. This channel is all about raising sheep for their wool. So in this space, you'll find videos and playlists about breeding, wool quality, and using tools and equipment to make beautiful things from wool.
Hi, baby. You hungry? You guys hungry?
We lock the ewes in the barn at night as a way to protect them from predators. We've got coyotes and eagles as the main threat here in western New York. These are the 8 ewes that we AI'd. So they're all bred, so I'm giving them grain until January 1st. And then we'll start graining them again as they get closer to lambing. AI means artificial insemination. We use semen from 3 rams out of the UK this year rather than using our own rams. I have a link in the video description to the playlist all about this adventure. Feeding pregnant ewes is a balancing act between getting their bodies ready for the stress of carrying a lamb and making sure that the lamb isn't too big. Large lambs in the womb will usually have difficult deliveries, which can be dangerous for both the ewe and the lamb. We have tried a lot of different feeding schedules, and the current one is what works best for us. And we use 1 cup of sweet feed grain per ewe. I fill the water buckets every morning. Sometimes the sheep poop in them or kick dirt into them, so I'll bring an empty bucket to dump it out if needed. Minerals are really important to maintain optimal metabolism and good health, just like when we take our own vitamin supplements. We use the PVC mineral feeder so they can get minerals anytime they want versus putting the minerals in a feed tray. Sometimes the minerals get stuck in that tube, so I use a stick to loosen it up. And then they get all excited and go after the loose mineral. Anytime they hear the plastic feed trays moving, they get all excited thinking I'm going to be giving them grain. In cold weather, my fleece-lined leather mittens work best for me to keep my hands warm, and I can easily remove them if I need dexterity because wearing them is just like having a pair of oven mitts. That's Saren, the loudmouth one. She's the black with the white patch on her head. She's all indignant because she wants the hay, but I like to leave them in this section of the barn just so they get a dose of minerals, which most of them are doing. That buzzing noise is our fan in the barn. If we don't run the fans in the winter, we get condensation, which makes the barn damp. It is important that their living conditions are dry and well aerated. Wet and cold together make it difficult for the sheep to maintain their body temperature, so they'll burn precious calories to stay warm versus maintaining their condition. Since I'm only graining those 8 ewes, I've isolated them from the rest of the flock until January when we'll stop their grain. Then they can join the rest of the ewes. This saves me having to chase them down to feed only the 8 their grain. We thought about graining everyone, but we wanted to make sure that the bred ewes got enough grain, and it's also saving on feed costs as well. This white ewe with the black eyeliner is Ilara. She is enjoying her own private pile of hay. Pity poor Yuki as she tries to get Ilara to share. Ilara's having none of it. This is common behavior and is the reason why we are feeding this group separately. If they were in with the larger group, there are a few unbred bruisers out there that would certainly take more than their fair share of the feed. The sheep have a nice thick growth of wool. And wool is a natural insulator, so it's going to keep them warm. Even if they get snow on their backs, they're still nice and toasty. The coats are not for keeping them warm. The coats are to keep the wool clean. So like while they're eating here, you can see one eats over top of the other one and the hay gets in their wool. And that's not what we want. We want our wool to be nice and clean for our hand spinners. That's why they're wearing the coats on this beautiful winter morning. Yes, I'm talking about you. So when I look in that little group right there, I've got an orange ear tag, I got a red ear tag, I got 2 greens. One of the red ear tags is from last year, the other one is an older ewe, it's Baxter. I had to reuse the color, but she's one of the only ones left from that year. That was my Downton Abbey. We've got 3 separate ram pens because there's 3 different age groups and they're all different sizes. So if I put a ram lamb in with a full-grown adult, the ram lamb would be in very serious danger. In the winter, we use electric buckets so the water doesn't freeze, and also they won't drink it if it's ice cold, so it keeps it at a good temperature for them. Here's what I love about snow. You can take something really hideous and gross, like a pile of manure and a bunch of overgrown brambles, and just make it look really pretty and pristine. I love snow. I love it when the grass peeks through the snow. It inspires me to make a bat with little bits of green blended in with white wool. This is where the boys have ended up. These are the ram lambs, the 2 that are left. This is the pen that I move so they can eat grass. They're nestled right up to the house now, aren't you? Nice and safe. Next to the propane tank, which is attractive. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can come back soon.